Hi, everybody. If you're outside the United States and you're thinking about starting a business in the US, this video is for you. The very first decision you need to make is this one. Should you open an LLC or should you open a C corporation? This is not just a form. This choice affects your taxes, your investors, your partners, and how easy it will be to grow in the future. My name is Khrystyna. I am an international corporate lawyer with a US LLM in global business and financial law and practical experience gained within the US corporate legal environment. I help international founders start and structure their businesses in America. Today, I will walk you through how to choose between an LLC and a C corporation if you are a non resident. Let's start with an LLC. An LLC is often the easiest structure for a non resident. It's usually cheaper to maintain, it has less formal rules than a corporation, and very important, an LLC protects your personal assets. If something happens in the business, your personal money and your personal property are separated from the company. So, when is an LLC a good idea in real life? Let me give you a few examples. First example, you are a freelancer or consultant. Maybe you do marketing, design, or development, or any expert based service. Most of your income comes from clients. You don't plan to raise money from investors. You don't plan to give small pieces of your business to a lot of people. In this case, an LLC is usually a perfect fit. You get a clear business structure, you can send invoices, you can sign contracts, you protect yourself from personal liability, and you don't carry the extra complexity of a corporation. Second example, you run a small e-commerce business. You sell product on Amazon, Shopify, Etsy, or through your own website. Maybe you work alone. Maybe you have one partner. You want to grow, but you don't plan to attract venture fund. You want to make profit from sales, not from investors. In that case, an LLC is also usually better. You don't need stock, a board, and a complex share structure to sell t-shirts, candles, or digital products. Now, before we move to corporations, I want to touch on one important point. Many videos online say something like open an LLC in the US and you'll pay no taxes. That is not how it works. With an LLC, the profits usually pass through to you as the owner. The company itself often doesn't pay income tax like a big corporation, but that doesn't mean the money is tax free. You might still need to pay tax in your home country, and in some cases, pay tax in the US if the income is connected to the US. And even if there is no US tax, there can still be US reporting. So an LLC is not a magic no tax button. Now, let's talk about C corporations. A C corporation is more formal structure. It has shares, it has a board of directors, it usually has officers, it is built for growth, investment, and large teams. Most big startups are corporations. So, when is a C corporation better than an LLC? First case, you want investors. You want to raise money from angels, from venture funds, or from other investors. In that world, C corporation is a standard. Investors are used to it. Their lawyers are used to it. Their documents like safe agreements or convertible notes are designed for a corp. If you show up with a random LLC, many investors will say, we like you, we like your idea, but you need to convert to a C corporation first. That means you will need to restructure later. You will pay legal fees, you will spend time. So, if you already know you want investors, it is usually better to start as a C corporation from day one. Second case, You want to share equity with people. Maybe you have three co founders. Maybe you want to give some shares to your CTO. Maybe you plan to create a stock option plan for employees. In this situation, a C corporation is a better tool. It is built for clear share ownership. You can create different classes of shares. You can create an option pool. You can track who owns what in a clean and standard way. In an LLC, you can also give people a piece of the business, but it's more complicated, it is less standard. Third case, you're building a typical startup. For example, software as a service, a marketplace, a tech platform. Your plan is not just to make income every month. Your plan is to grow the value of the company itself. Maybe one day you want to sell it. Maybe you want to go into an accelerator. Maybe you want to be acquired. In this world, a C corporation is again the default choice. It aligns with investors. It aligns with accelerators. It aligns with exit. Now, a few words about taxes for a corporation. Again, it's in simple language. With a C corporation, the company is its own taxpayer. It files its own tax returns. It pays income tax on its own profits. If the company then pays out money to you as dividends, you may also pay tax on those dividends. This is what people call double taxation. One tax at the company level, another tax at the owner level. For many early stage startups, this is not a big problem at the beginning. They don't pay dividends, they reinvest everything into growth. So, let me summarize the main idea. If you are a freelancer, a consultant, a small agency, or a small e commerce seller with one or two owners and no investors inside, an LLC is usually the better fit. If you're building a startup, you want investors, you want to give equity to your team, or you see your company as a product to be sold one day, a C corporation is usually the better fit. Your structure should match your plans. Your business structure is the foundation of your US company. One last important point. Everything I said today is general information. Your specific tax and legal situation may be different. So before you make a final decision, talk to a professional. If you found this helpful and you want more clear explanation about US company formation for non-resident, subscribe. And if you need help figuring out which structure is best for your business, you can reach out to me for a consultation. Thank you for watching.